what do you think is the biggest problem of Korean students when it comes to learning English, and what will be the solution, you think?
I don't think Korean students have a problem. If there's a problem in this industry, it's with the teachers. Students, Korean education is associated with Korean culture, and if someone is uncomfortable speaking out, then you can't fault them for that. That's the culture. But in a language class, ideally, if you're teaching a speaking class, you make them feel comfortable enough to speak, and then that's my responsibility. It's not the student's fault. Question?
Yeah. I also have one more.
Yeah.
If you are asked, how can I study English by an adult who is at the novice level without any goals for studying English, what will your answer be?
I get asked that question a lot. I've been getting asked, like, what recommend a TV show for me or something.
Yeah. How to improve English?
How do I study English, right?
That's right.
And a lot of it's behavioral change. I do the reading every week because if I can get a student to sit down and read 400 words, in my mind, they're more likely to develop the language.
Extensive reading, right?
Not extensive reading.
Not extensive reading?
Small behavioral changes, and then it progresses. So I'm a huge proponent of reading, not for the academic benefit, more for the behavior it causes. You go home, you make time to read, and you have a better chance, I think, of learning something as an adult if you can sit down and will yourself to read.
About 400
words, which is not a lot. It's one page.
And how can I choose the material? Because I hardly read nowadays, and I just think that, I want to improve my English, and I stop.
That's also a good question. So the class has to have a dual. This is more of a business topic. You have to provide value. So for our group class, it's friendship and English. The ladies come because they like each other, and I give them an opportunity to socialize. I give them an opportunity to practice English, develop their English. For an individual, it could be work. They need, if they're in finance, they need to be learning more about finance. If they're are not, what do I have? In marketing, I have to be developing their marketing, or at least helping them find some value other than just the English class. If it's just the English class, you have a very, very hard time retaining a student. But that, if you think about yourself and the things you spend money on, it's generally things that provide multiple avenues of value, and I have to do that for each student.
It's interesting the way you interpreted, like, girls, they love each other, that's why they come and talk.
But not all of them, but it's just some, yeah.
But that's actually true, because I love my TESOL classmates, and like on Saturday, before like today, it's Friday night, so like 10-12 hours later, I'm at the class, or like now I have so many assignments left, and I get stressed, but when I think that like, I'm gonna see Kate and Ella and Chano and we're having fun, and then I wanna go, right?
Yeah.
And I have less stress.
But I think that's more of a consumer behavior
right.
rather than a student in education. But
and reading small habit change, right?
yeah.
Small change of habit.
Do your work.
And it is my personal question.
Yes.
Actually, These days, I am having a hard time understanding what others say in English very fast.
Right.
So I just want to improve my listening skill.
Right.
So I'm doing shadowing. Is it effective?
Yeah, absolutely. Like whatever you're doing, keep doing it. But what I've found is it's time. It's endurance. So 10 seconds, 30, 1 minute, 20. You have to build some endurance, some listening endurance. As students, you've never really listened to anything longer than, in the English class, no listening material is longer than like 15 seconds. It's not. So if you want to practice your listening, keep in mind the time, how long your focus is.
The time when I can focus.
Right. But you can over index, in athletics you would call it, oh gosh, my memory is not very good. In athletics you would call it, not pace, not ability. So for distance runners, they'll run a really like long and slow, and then they'll have days where it's short and fast, and it's that variation that will help you build that listening endurance. Because for your Korean, you can passively listen, right? But for your English, you're sitting there, you're concentrating, like, and that's not effective. So you have to get to a point where your endurance is strong and you can just sit there, relax, have the TV on, play on your Instagram, and still be able to hear what's going on.
That's why I am feeling stressed while I'm doing that.
But just try to understand yourself, understand how much you can do, and then try to build from there. Time. Focus on time.